in aspect of the practice. Okay, so find your comfortable seat, so the sitting bones ground down, adjusting the thighs so you can kind of turn them in, so you feel a nice sense of sitting bones evenly placed. Spine sort of lengthening upwards, but maintaining that natural lumbar curve, right? So there's almost like a slight tilt forward of the pelvis. The shoulders just sink into their sockets, so there's no need to forcibly pull them back of the neck lengthening, chin slightly in, crown of the head lifting, and then just closing the eyes. And starting to just feel into sensations in the body. Noticing just what's going on for you today. You know, it's always like this new sort of landscape of experience that we can feel into from moment to moment. So, feeling into different sort of things like points of contact between yourself and where you have sat yourself. And the feeling of breath as it moves through the body. It's kind of a pouring in and down of the in-breath. So it's like a vacuum, right? We create space with the exhale for the filling up of the body with oxygen. So in that sense, it's almost as though the inhale is a little bit more passive than the exhale. So see if you can just feel into that. It's like the air is rushing into the space that has been opened up through the exhale. And then just gently start to, we're going to move a little bit into the neck. So we'll just turn, so you can stay with the eyes closed, turn the head so the chin moves over the right shoulder. I'm just going to stretch the side of the neck. Keep the shoulders relaxing down. And try not to let your left shoulder move forward. So keep the left shoulder slightly back. And then inhale, come through center. And exhale over to the opposite side. So this time the right shoulder stays moving back and down. And you're just kind of noticing sort of the mobility from one side to the other. And then we'll come back through to center on the inhale. And as you exhale, just dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. So a little stretch out to the side. Take an in-breath, come back through to center. And then exhale, allow the left ear to drop towards the left shoulder. And again, just kind of observing how that movement is. And then inhale, come back through to center. And we might just blink the eyes open, so just nice and gently opening up and taking in space around you. And then take the hands out wide, so just kind of opening out so the collarbones sort of broaden as you do the shoulder blades slightly draw together. And spread the fingers wide and sort of back. So you're stretching out sort of the palm of the hand. And then as you exhale, just crossing the right arm over the top of the left. So hands are crossing over. And then take an in-breath, lift the arms up so there's a sort of an X shape through the arms. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows so they come out wide. And then the hands will sort of slide so that the left palm is under the right. And then catch hold of the base of the skull with your palms. And then begin to allow the head to drop forward. So hands are sort of weighting the head down, so you get a little stretch out to the back of the neck. Take a couple breaths here, just down into the belly. Try not to push or force the head, just feeling the sort of tractioning of the back of the head. And then inhale, come all the way back, up through to center. And keep your left hand, keep your left hand placed to the base of the skull. And you're going to start to lower your right fingertips to the ground and then press your head sort of sideways and up into this left hand. So you're taking a little side angle, and this top right shoulder is moving down and away. You can even walk the fingers away a little bit. You're pressing up and in. You might feel a little stretch to the top of the right shoulder. It's like you can slightly, maybe even pull a little bit from the base of the skull. It's like giving yourself a little self stretch. And then inhale, take the arm all the way back up again so the hands meet once again. And then reach the arms all the way up. So you're lengthening upwards and look towards the hand. Exhale, bring the hands down in front, and we're going to cross the left arm now over the top of the right. Take an in-breath, lift the arms up, so there's kind of an X shape, and then exhale, bend the elbows. This time the left palm is over the right, and the right hand is cupping the base of the skull. Good. So from here, you're going to press the head back into the hands. So try to keep your mid-ribs softening in, and then you press the head back. So you feel those muscles that we were previously stretching now actively pressing into the hands. And the elbows might draw back slightly as well, so the shoulder blades sort of soften down the back. Keep the ribs softening in, elbows opening. And then keep that right hand onto the base of the skull as you lower the left fingertips away. And then you're pressing, so the chin might come slightly in, you're pressing the head up and over into that right palm of hand. You can walk these opposite fingertips away as much as feels comfortable. So get this stretch into the top of the shoulder. Good. Okay, and then gently bring that left arm all the way up again. Inhale, reach both arms up, so you're lengthening upwards. And then just change the crossing of the legs, so whichever one's in front and now beneath. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down so that the fingertips are cupping the tops of the shoulders. So it's like you're holding a little orange, so the shoulder socket is like an orange. And then as you inhale, bring the elbows together and in, and then up, so elbows stay together and out and around. So do you feel those? You're just feeling into this kind of movement through the shoulder socket. And you can move with the breath. Or you can go slower or faster, don't mind. Good. And then the next time you come in, take the elbows down and out. So it's just a slightly different movement. So they come down and out. So we're just kind of working that opposite rotation, down and out. Okay, and then the next time you come through to center, just gently release, and then slide the hands onto the thighs. We're going to draw from the mid-ribs in, so you're sort of rounding back, and the hands might slide forward onto your knees, so you're kind of holding yourself up. And then as you exhale, the hands will slide back onto the thighs as you draw the chest forward and through. Maybe the chin lifts. As you exhale, you round into the spine, so that draw in through the lower ribs. And as you inhale, pull the body forward and through. Exhale to round. And we'll do a few of these, just like cat-cow. So you can roll in, tuck in as much as possible. And then draw forward. Really think about the whole spine, sort of rounding forward. So lower back, middle back, collarbone slightly lifting. Exhale, rounding in, stretching lower back, middle back, and upper back. Inhale, drawing forward, and exhale, rounding back. Good. Let's finish on after the next cycle. So you come back through to this neutral place. And we're going to make our way up to hands and knees from there. Okay, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, so press the ground away to the hands, tuck the toes under, lift the knees. Keep pressing the ground away and then send the hips high and back into your downward. Keep hip distance apart. And then we'll start to just pedal out through the backs of the legs, so the calf muscle getting a little stretch. Backs of the legs, hamstrings. And you're pressing the ground away, so finding length through the spine. Okay, and then inhale, come forward into a plank position. Lower the knees. Wrap the arms in, so you're wrapping, hugging in, feeling the side body muscles engage. Exhale, lower through. Inhale, draw chest forward and through, lift up, shoulders away from the hip. Exhale, lower down, press into the ground, lift from the belly button, back to kneeling. Sink the hips all the way back into a child's pose. Inhale, come forward, tabletop once again. We're going to do that a few times. Wrap the arms in, exhale, lower through. Inhale, draw the chest forward and through, shoulders soften down the back as you lift. Exhale, press all the way back, toes touch, and as you sit back into it, it's a stretch for the lower back, child's pose. Inhale, come forward, wrap the arms in, lower through. Inhale, lift, and exhale, press back. Good. Nice. Keep it going. Try to lift from the belly button so you feel your core engaged when you're coming back through. Beautiful. Good. Broaden the collarbones. Roll the shoulders forward. Lift from the belly button. Good, good, good. Yes. Good, Kate. And all the way back, child's pose. So next one, come all the way up, tabletop position, and then tuck the toes under, lift up into a plank position. Okay, so two options. So you either keep the knees lifted, or you're going to lower the knees. We're going to exhale, lower down, just a chaturanga, and then press up all the way, and then tap your right shoulder with your right hand, left shoulder with your left hand, tap your right shoulder with your left hand. Exhale, lower through, just a chaturanga. Press up, tap left shoulder, tap right shoulder. Exhale, lower through, chaturanga. Press up, you can drop the knees if you need to. We'll just do one more, good. And last one, beautiful. Tapping one, try not to move the hips too much. Yep, just the shoulders get tapped, beautiful. And then stay in, after you come through chaturanga, stay in plank. Press the hips high and back into downward facing dog. Okay, take your right leg into the air, lifting and lengthening, pressing the ground away through the hand. And then you can open out through the hip. Keep the shoulders square. And then level the hips as you draw the knee, foot forward and through into this high lunge position. Okay, just keep strong through the back leg, so you're lifting and pressing back, and then reach the arms all the way up, lengthening up through the arms. Okay, soften the ribs in. You may take a little bend into that back knee, and then as you exhale, make a little fist with the hands, and exhale, pull downwards, so the shoulder blades draw down the back. You're sort of engaging the arms. Imagine that you're pulling something down from the ceiling, engaging the arms, pulling down. So you feel the activation back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down. Good. Last one, inhale, lift up. Exhale, squeeze, pull down. And then lower the hands down, friend the front foot, step back. Plank position, lower through, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, press all the way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and rise the left leg up. And then you open out through that hip. Okay, shoulders square. And then step softly forward and through in between the hands. Get strong, so it's a high lunge, lifting and reach the arms forward, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, make soft fist, pull the ceiling down. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, pull down. Don't lose your form with your legs. Good. Stay strong. Beautiful. Last one. Pulling down. And lower the hands all the way down. Step back, plank. Exhale, lower through. Chaturanga. Inhale, pull forward and up. Exhale, press all the way back into downward facing dog. Okay. Inhale, take the right leg into the air, reach back, step forward and through in between the hands. And then from there, back heel drops to the ground. Sweep the right arm forward, left arm forward and up as you come up into Virabhadrasana 2. And then from there, reach forward through the front fingertips, flip the palm, and reverse the warrior. So lifting this top arm. Exhale, lower through. Hands come to the inside of that front foot. Back toe pivots around to face forward. Press down through the left hand and spin open to the right. Right hip dropping to the ground. Other right hip dropping to the ground. Lifting through the front of your left thigh. Okay, you can optionally drop your left knee to the ground and spin the toes out to the side and then step back. Or you might be able to just flip that foot all the way back to your side plank position. Good. Lifting the side of the body away from the ground, so you're pressing through the feet and through the arm. Good. Inhale, come back through to center. Shift the weight forward, lower through. Inhale to lift. Exhale to press back. Downward dog. Left leg rises. Step forward and through. Inhale, come all the way up into, back heel down, all the way up into Virabhadrasana 2. Reach forward through the front fingertips, flip the palm. Reverse the warrior, so lifting up that front hip socket. Inhale, come back through to center. Right hand to the ground, back toes pivot to face forward. Press down, rotate up, lifting through the top. Good. Try to keep the hips nice and level. Good. Lifting the front of that right hip away from the ground, and you can look towards the hand or straight ahead. Nice, nice, nice. And you're rotating, almost feel like that lower right rib is rotating towards the ceiling. Good. And then optionally, you can drop the knee down to make a side sort of kickstand. You can step straight back into that side plank position, lifting through the side body. Good. Come back through to center. Exhale, lower through. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Okay, sitting bones rising, pressing the ground away through the hands. Nice. Breathing into the belly. Take the right leg into the air. Step it forward and through in between the hands. Inhale, rise up into a high lunge position, reaching tall through the arms. Okay, so start to shift the weight forward into the front foot. Reach forward through the arms like you're lengthening forward. Step the back toes in halfway. And then lift the back foot away from the ground. Virabhadrasana 3. Your left foot is slightly pointing over to the right so you can keep your hips nice and level. And then start to bring that left knee all the way forward and through, lifting it all the way up and in towards you. Interlace the fingers, take the hands in front of your shin. You're pulling the shin in towards you as you keep the shoulders drawing away from the ears, lifting through the crown of the head. Good. Gently release, fingertips come to touch, and then send that leg all the way back. Behind you, step the hands, place the hands all the way down, frame the front foot, and step back. Press the ground away, send the hips high, downward facing dog. And then take that right leg into the air. Step it forward and through, in between the hands. Reaching all the way up, so find stability in your standing lunge first. Lifting, 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 and then reach forward. So you're lengthening forward, weight shifts forward, make the back toes slide in first, and then lift the back leg up. back, toes turning slightly to the left-hand side. That's going to level the hips, pressing through the heel, reaching through the crown of the head. Bring that back knee forward and through, lifting all the way up. Catch hold of the shin for the front of the knee. And then pull the hands in towards you, so you're activating the arms. Pulling in, lifting up, standing straight through the spine. Pressing down into the stand-up foot. Good, palms gently come to touch as you shoot that leg all the way back into the lunge position. Hands down, step back, press the hands back, downward facing dog. Extend the hips a little bit higher, and then reach your right hand to the ankle of your left leg, or the foot, or the up higher onto the thigh, or the calf muscle. So you take a little turn, maybe under that left arm, looking under the armpit towards the sky. Gently release, place that right hand all the way back. And then the left hand comes around to the catching ankle, outer thigh. And then you'll start to turn. So chest rotating slightly under. You're looking towards the right side. Good. And then gently release. Back through to center, back into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the heels. And you have to press quite a lot into the hands. It's kind of trust and a little bit counterintuitive. So you're pressing into the hands. And as you press, you lift the hips and come forward. You can also step forward. Okay, and then inhale when you arrive. Exhale, fold forward. So you draw up and into the navel, chest onto your thighs. Forehead comes closer to the shins. And then from there, take the arms behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back. So first, the knuckles are just resting onto the back, and then keep the shoulders drawing away from the ears. Keep a little bend in your elbows as you start to lift the arms up over the head. Head dropping down. So there's space for the neck. You can move the neck freely. Breathing into the belly. And then gently release so the hands come back down onto the back. Sink the hips a little bit lower, like you're sending the sitting bones back. And then reach the arms forward. So you're reaching. It's like some variation of chair pose. And then press down as the hips, so press forward. It's almost like your tailbone is tucking under as you lift all the way up through standing, reaching through the arms and look towards the hand. Exhale, lower the hands in front of the chest. And then slightly cross the fingers so you can interlace them. And then press forward. So you're pressing the hands away, palms stretching forward, stretching into the space between the shoulder blades. And then inhale, lift the arms all the way, lifting up through the arm. Okay. And then shift the weight over into your right foot. Lift your left leg around behind, so you're this like little cross-legged position. And then lean slightly to the right as you tip to the left-hand side. Inhale, come back through to center. We're going to do the same to the other side. So lift and lengthen and then tip to the opposite side, which should be your right side. Inhale, come back through to center. Gently release the crossing of the legs, take the arms out in front. Release the interlace of the fingers and change the interlace of the fingers so that's the awkward one. Press the hands forward, lift up. It's shifting the weight over into your left foot. Step your right foot behind. Then we're going to tip over to the left-hand side. Inhale, come back through to center. Tip over to the left. You're lifting and lengthening out of the hip. Tipping. Inhale, come all the way back up through to center. And then exhale, lower the hands in front of the chest. Palms still touching. Shift the weight over into your right foot. Once again, lift your left leg, knee up and in towards you. And then cross that foot just over the top of the of the knee so it has a little place to rest, and then sink down into this kind of chair pose. Toes of your left foot quite active. That knee, left knee drawing down. You can bend into the standing leg as much or as little as feels comfortable. Okay, and then you can stay there. You can reach the arms up. You're lifting up and lengthening. Or you can reach the arms forward. See which one feels interesting. Good. And then start to lift back up. So you're pressing down into the standing leg. And then send that leg back behind you. Palms come to touch. Reaching back, so extending back. And then place that foot down. So it's just out to the side, like not directly behind your front foot. So you're in like a train track position. Square the hips to the front of the mat and then bend into your left knee. Take the chest slightly at an angle over that front thigh and then hands, fingertips to the ground. As you exhale, press the ground away so the left hip is drawing back, the right hip drawing forward, forehead comes closer to your shin. Now you can stay here pressing the ground away, or you might like to take the hands behind the back, catching hold of opposite elbows with opposite hand. And if you do this, see if you can draw the shoulder blades together so you're getting a stretch through the fronts of the shoulders. You can have a bend in the front knee as much as you need, or you can start to straighten it up even more. Forehead towards the shin. And then gently start to bend deeper into that front leg. And release the hands, take them in front or palms to touch as you shift the weight forward. Come all the way back up through, lifting the right leg up and in towards you, and then gently placing the foot down. Shift over so the weight comes into that left foot. Lift the right knee up and in towards you. Crossing the ankle over, and then sinking into that little squat. Figure of four. Flexing the toes of your right foot, and then your options, you can have the arms lifting, or forward, you can try the one that you didn't do on the other side. Just for fun. Okay, and then start to press down into that standing leg. So as you come up to standing, palms come to touch, and we'll send that leg back just about a meter, so it doesn't have to be super long. It's like a triangle sort of distance. And so this pod, shifting the hips to face forward, press down to the ball edge of your big toe, and then bend into that front knee so you can bring your chest right onto your thigh. Hands can come to the ground as you press forward, or if you'd like to, again, catch hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands, or take the palms of the hands to touch in Anjali Asana behind the back. The elbows lifting, stretching the fronts of the shoulders, drawing the right hip back into the side. Gently start to re-bend into that standing leg, front leg. Hands can come to the ground or palms to touch as you bring that back leg forward and through, so sliding it forward, lifting it all the way up and in, and then gently all the way down to the earth. Take a breath in, lift the arms, lengthening through the body. And then exhale, fold forward, chest to thighs, forehead to shin. Little breath in, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And then hands come down as you step back, plank position. And then we'll come all the way down onto the belly. Releasing all the way to the earth. Okay. From there, cross the arms over like a little pillow, and then bring the forehead to the arms. Give the hips a little wiggle. And then gently release the arms by the side as you press yourself all the way back into seated onto your shins. Now we're going to move into our first yin pose of the evening. So we're going to do toe stretch. So you can tuck the toes under and sit just like this, or with your block, you can lift the knees a little bit higher. And that might feel a little bit better, or a little bit more stable, or a little bit more difficult, or a little bit easier, depending on you. So just choosing where you want to be. And you can also either add or subtract the break as we move through it. And I'll let you know at the halfway mark, and we'll be here for 2 minutes. So just relaxing the shoulders, the spine long. The eyes can be closed, or you can be looking down towards the tip of the nose. We're just focusing on the breath. So coming back to that sort of feeling or awareness of this space that we create for the inhale to enter into the body. So it's like a vacuum. You breathe out, and then air can enter in. So that the body breathes you in a way. And watching the sensations as well that arise here. Sitting with anything that arises, maybe feelings wanting to shift or move. Just kind of watching what happens when, instead of automatically moving, just stay with it just a little bit longer. So we're halfway. If you need to change or adjust. You may find you can move the block out of the way, or maybe add the block. All these little tiny muscles in the feet, in between the bones, so they all can sort of have little trigger points in them. This is gently helping to release any tension there. And then very, very slowly, just start to release. So you can untuck the toes. If you feel like you need to do a little bit of movement or a little tapping of the feet onto the ground to release any tension, go ahead. And then we will come into just a moment of rebound. So maybe you find it nice to be on the belly or on the back. We're in a child's pose. Remember, child's pose is a little bit active. I'll just stay here for a couple rounds of breath. Just kind of feeling into the sensations. It's also a really nice way to get sort of into the front of the shin or the deeper muscle in the back of the leg. It's kind of the soleus. It's deep to calf muscle. So gently just start to come up. We're actually going to come to standing. We're going to do something a little different. This is a really nice one for those deep calf muscles. So with your block, you're just going to take it out in front. So we'll stand, and you're just going to place. We'll do about 1 minute on either side. So you'll just place your foot so the heel is on the ground, and then you'll step the other foot forward. So that one leg is back. Doesn't really matter which one you do first. That back leg is more or less straight. The front knee can be a little bit bent, and it's just kind of a support. If you need to be close to a wall or something, just hang on to. It's also perfect. And we're just getting into this. So taking that foot into the kind of, yeah, good. Your block isn't cooperating, Kate. So, yeah, it can feel quite deep into that sort of deep calf muscle. Is everybody feeling that? Yeah, nice. This is a nice one you can do while brushing your teeth. Just have your block near your sink. Okay, and then we'll start to switch sides. So you can just walk your other foot back just to support your exit. And then we can just move the block over, and you just start by placing the foot down, and the other foot forward. And then you'll find maybe over time that you might be able to add more lift to the block. Maybe placing a book on top. The opposite foot forward. And we'll just slowly start to release that one. So pop your block to the side. And then this one, if you like, if you have a wall nearby, you can do this up against a wall. So I don't know if you have any walls nearby. I'll show you the one without the wall first, and you can maybe decide to do that. So we'll just do, it's going to be a forward fold. So you can bend the knees as much as you need, and just slowly bring yourself down. So the hands might be hanging. If you'd like to do additional, you can also take the arms over the head. We did this one earlier. And then you can start to straighten the legs a little bit more over time, but remember to find a workable place, right? So where you could be for just 2 minutes. Yeah, so, and if you have a wall and you want to work with it, sorry, I forgot that one. You can lean sort of You can step the feet slightly forward, lean your bum into the wall, and then drop forward from there. And that can be a little bit more yin-like, right? Because you have a little bit more support. Yeah, nice. I'll do that. Good. Oh, that could be intense for the shoulders. Yeah, looks good. So you can also bend the knees if you're up against the wall. So remember that, yeah. And check out the distance between your feet as well. You might want to keep them wider or narrower, depending on the sort of wall space you have there. And the head is just completely heavy. So halfway through this one now. So you might find there's a little bit more space. You can maybe straighten the legs more or just allow the upper body to drop more into it. Okay, so to come out of this, we'll just slowly sort of start to roll up so you can kind of back up to standing nice and easily. And you can take a moment just to lean against the wall, maybe walking the feet out a little bit further, just allowing the head to sort of settle from blood flow. And taking almost like your rebound here, shoulders relaxing. Good. Okay, and then let's come away from the wall and back to our mats. And then we're going to come into fire log pose. So a few options for this. So option number one, you might just choose to cross your right foot over the top of your left knee. So kind of like we did in standing, that figure four position. You can also choose to bring the opposite leg in so that your foot is over your knee and your opposite knee is over your foot. So that might be the one you choose. You can also then decide to either come forward into like a forward folding position. And if you like to have your brick nearby, you might choose to rest your head onto that. So like this. You can also do that, with the leg extended. So you can come forward, press the head down, and the toes for this one can be just relaxed. If your leg is extended, we're not doing yang style. So just allow the body to soften downwards. That support for the head could be nice. We're working into that outer hip. So however you find it, and that the knee should feel safe. Yeah, that's the most crucial. Yeah. Good. Head again, softening back the neck, relaxed. And the breath moving kind of into the back body. So we're kind of stretching the back body out as well in these forward folding sort of positions. So you might, as you breathe in, just feel the kind of the stretching of the connective tissue there on the back. Just be here for a few more rounds of breath. Maybe there. Maybe just seeing if there's just a little bit more space now. The last breaths in this position. And then you can slowly start to keep the chin tucked in as you kind of just roll yourself back up through to seated. And uncross the legs. So we'll just come over to the other side and then take a rebound for both sides at once. So we'll draw the left leg in now, crossing it over. And again, just take a moment to set yourself up. The sides are probably a little bit different. You can even notice maybe the level of the knee. And then walking your way forward. So just inching forward, just finding that place of kind of first resistance. Kind of even just challenging yourself to stay at the place where you really start to first feel something. And then noticing how the body kind of wants to move into it more with more ease if you really just give it the time. Head heavy. Okay, just last deep in breath. Long, slow out breath. And we'll start to just ease our way back up to seated. So chin stays tucked in as you come all the way back up. And then we'll gently uncross the legs, stretch them out, and then gather whatever you need. So to make you as comfortable as possible. Blankets, cushions. And we'll set up for a nice luxurious Shavasana. So maybe supporting the knees if you have anything, or just getting your blanket, covering yourself over. Making all the little adjustments. The feet. Reclining back. Nice. So you feel that as though the feet just come and relax out to the sides, the hips feel flush with the earth, shoulders, back of the neck feels spacious. So if you need to adjust the head a little bit, do. The hands heavy, dropping down. The whole body starts to just really sink, feeling into the weight of gravity now. So you allow the body to rest. As though the bones can just sort of float in the relaxed muscle tissue of the body. And the breath flowing freely in and out in a smooth, quiet rhythm. The whole body completely relaxing. As though the ground is lifting up to support the form. And the form just molding into the gentle support of the earth. Relaxing the throat, the root of your tongue, allowing the eyes to even feel a little bit heavier into the sockets. So the eyes get this little break, resting back. No need for grasping, no need for action, just an allowing of the body to rest, release, and let go. Just tuning into the sensations of the body once again, noticing sounds both near and far. bringing a little bit of movement back, just whatever feels nice or interesting. Starting to move in that way, just to prepare the body to come back into movement. You can gently maybe bend the knees and hug them in, stretching the lower back. Eventually roll onto just your favorite side. Slowly find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Just close the practice in this traditional way of bringing palms together. As a gesture of respect, gratitude, and honor, we bow forward. First, as a way to symbolically thank ourselves and this practice and this lineage that has been handed down to us. And then to thank one another. And I thank you so, so much. Namaste. Thank you, James. Thank you, Kate. Hope you feel okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a million. Sorry again for the kind of strange start, late start.
No, of course, it's absolutely fine. I thought it was my problem with my
I was like,
That was really good. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Laura. Hope you have a great Friday. Hope it goes really quickly and then the weekend treats you very kindly.
Yes, we're nearly there. One more day.
Yes. Thursday's great.
Have a good Friday and great weekend, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you.
See you on Sunday.
Thanks so much. See you on Sunday.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, James. You feeling okay?
Yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll probably have a Christmas tree next time if we get our acting gear as well.
Oh, brilliant. I'm feeling like I need to now as well. We were discussing it in the house, but we don't have any decorations and you have to it's a lot of stuff, isn't it? Do you have all your...
My parents had too many, so ages ago I went and got a load from them. But we were trying to work out because we didn't have a car. It's like, well, how do we get the tree?
Yeah. I guess you just have to carry it or...
this weekend.
Yeah, we'll work something out, I think.
Yeah, brilliant. It is nice to have a real one, isn't it? The smell of them is so gorgeous. So.
Thank you. That was really good.
Thanks a million. Have a brilliant weekend. See ya.
Bye.